Hello there, Taurus. So we are going to do a first half of March reading. And before we get started, I'm going to shuffle. I started shuffling while I did some focusing on my Taurus signs out there. I'm going to shuffle a couple more times and go over my disclaimer. This is a general reading. This may or may not resonate with you. There may be messages for more than one person here. I'm hoping that there are. Some messages may be meant for you, some messages may be meant for somebody else, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest for them. My name is Melissa, and this is Uncensored Intuition. All right, last shuffle. What do we have for Taurus? What do we have for Taurus for the first half of March 2019? All right, that one just jumped out. Bottom of the deck is going to be the overall energy for this reading. We have the Seven of Cauldrons. I would call that the orgy card. Just saying. That looks like a fun time. Depending on what you're into, I suppose. So let's see. We have the Seven of Cauldrons, the overall energy. So the overall energy I see here is it's, you know, overflowing with emotion. These women are in the water. They're in the water. They have the cups full of water. They're just, you know, they're sharing. They're giving to each other. They're giving to the male figure up above, but he's not in the water with them. So let's just keep that in mind. They're there, they're sharing, they're giving, they're being super emotionally supportive of each other. And then we have kind of that male figure that seems larger than them, but is also, he's sitting on the grass watching them. So we have a little bit of, we have a lot of emotion there, but I just feel like that male energy on the top is kind of not really participating, just more of an observer. And what fell out while I was shuffling is the guide. So the guide is, come on. Not gonna focus? No. There we go. Okay, so this is the guide. And the guide, I see this as being, you know, being uplifted, being heightened awareness. You're going from, you know, you're focusing less on the physical in front of you and kind of moving upward in your chakras and going up toward, you know, the universe. You're focusing more broad, and I feel like that that could be a good energy for you this month. Let's see what else is going on. What other cards do we have? What messages do we have for Taurus? What's going on with that male energy? That's too many cards. That was just me being a bad shuffler. Sorry. Sad but true. Okay, 2 cards. We'll take those. All right, what other messages do we have here? We have the Queen of Cauldrons and then the Nine of Rods in reverse. Those 2 came out. So the Queen of Cauldrons, the Queen of Cups, is you know, she's mastered her emotions. She's in charge of her emotions, and, you know, she's gentle with them, and she's understanding and composed, and, you know, like, this could be a person in your life. And again, I don't really do traditionally, like, the court cards mean a person. It could be you. And I see you being, you know, like, I really think this might be representing you. We'll see what the rest of the cards have to say, but I really feel like this might be representing you the first couple of weeks. You know, you're focusing on bigger ideas and how the, you know, the guide, your guides, your non-physical. You're focusing more non-physical and energy related. And, you know, maybe you're the kind of person that doesn't necessarily look for specific, you don't have a type. Like, you don't have a crush on somebody because of the way they look, but the way that they feel around you, the way you feel around them. I feel like you focus more on the energy and the etheric and, you know, the non-physical aspects of life and of the world. And I think that right now, for the first half of March, you're kind of getting your emotions in check, and you know, you understand what your emotions are and what they mean to you and how they affect other people. But, you know, they're yours and you're taking charge of them, and you're not going to let anybody make you feel a way that you know you shouldn't feel. So the other card that jumped out was the Nine of Rods in reverse. So this is what it would be. It would be kind of like defensive, like you built yourself a fence and you don't want anybody in, but we have it in the reverse. So I feel like that's more of a, you're welcoming some like input on something to do with a motivation. You know, you're letting somebody else help you, not necessarily like you're letting them take over and it's a detriment, but I feel like you're inviting it. You're inviting some input. You're inviting some motivation from an external source. I don't know that that's a person. Having the guide card there, I feel like maybe you're asking your guides for some motivation. That's kind of how I see the energy right there, how I see those relating. And, you know, I just noticed something in this card. Let me get this shuffle out. There's some fire at the tip of that wand or rod that she is holding. And because it's in the reverse, it's like the fire's gone out. Like the fire's going down instead of, you know, roaring up. It's going down. So like maybe I feel like something's going on as far as, you know, you're feeling unmotivated, and that's why you're inviting this motivation in. And I think that it's coming from, you know, your guides and non-physical. Maybe you're asking a past loved one just, you know, to be with you and to support you and to help you kind of see clearly what motivates you so that you can move forward. And I think you have a lot of emotions going on right now. I think the emotional aspect, you know, you know that you need to be gentle on yourself. And I think you're being, you know, you're asking for help, and you're turning to your guidance, and you know what's going on. You just don't know how to fix it, and that's what you're working on, I think. So let's get a couple more cards out here for Taurus. All right, we have Strength in reverse. You're feeling kind of weak. You're feeling kind of weak. You know, this is one of my favorite cards in the deck, not just because it's, you know, a naked redhead being a badass and riding a lion, but if you look, maybe if I wasn't holding it that way, maybe it'll focus better. Come on, focus. If you look at her hand, it's like she's got him by the tail and it's like wrapped around her arm, and he's just like, yes, let's do this. We're doing this. Come on, let's go for a ride. But in the reverse, it's kind of like she's slipping off of him. She's going to fall, and she's trying to grasp that tail to keep her on. So it's kind of more of a, you feel weak. You feel like you're slipping, and that you feel like you're slipping. And I think that's why you're turning to the guide. I think that's why you have that guidance that you're calling in and asking for help with your motivation on. Let's more about what's going on and why we feel weak. Why does Taurus feel weak? The King of Pentacles in reverse. The King of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so the King of Pentacles is, you know, the money master. Like he holds he makes all of the financial decisions. He's like, you know, the king of the castle. This is my castle, and, you know, you're welcome to visit if I let you. And I mean, he's in charge and he's the master of the castle. But we're in reverse here, so I feel like you're I don't think that's a person. I think that has to go with why you're feeling weak. You don't feel like you're mastering your finances. You don't feel in control of your either your career or your money. I feel like it's more money based than career. I think that's why we have that weakness going on, not really weakness. I don't think you feel weak. I think you just feel a lack of strength. And I hope you can distinguish the difference, because there's a big difference in the way I feel it. There's, you don't feel strength. Usually it's more of you felt strong before, so you know what it feels like and you know that it's missing. But that doesn't mean that you feel weak. You don't feel like you're a pushover. You don't feel weak. You just know that there's strength in there that's not coming forward. And I think this King of Pentacles, which I didn't want to put there. I want to put there. I don't know why I put it there. This reversed King of Pentacles, I think it has to do with not being in control of your finances. I think it's yeah. Let's get some advice going. Let's see what can we do about that passion that we're looking for. We're looking for motivation and passion. Where can we find it for Taurus? This card does not want to come out of my hand. The World in reverse. The World. I don't know why I keep calling this. I've gotten the Wheel of Fortune in, I think, almost every reading I've done today. And this is the second time it's been in reverse. And I actually said in one of the readings, 50% of the time it's in reverse and 50% of the time it's upright. And to me, the reason is because the wheel keeps spinning. Wheels, anything that's round, spins. And that's how I feel the energy of the card is. It's constantly spinning. Literally, it flips around in the deck. Like half the time it's reversed and half the time it's upright, because it's just keeps spinning. To me, the Wheel of Fortune, it will land occasionally. And when I see it in the reverse, what I see is that the Joker's on top of it. The Joker's on top of the wheel. And he's the one in control of the spinning. When it's the other way around, I see celebration, and that the forces that be, they're in control. But when I see it this way, I see that the jester, the Joker, and he's the one up there laughing his ass off, spinning the wheel, going, ha ha ha, you're never gonna know it's gonna land. And he's just kind of being an ass. So I feel like being upside down and like looking for, what to do about your passion is to have a Jesus take the wheel moment. Take the wheel away from him. Take control back of your Wheel of Fortune. Take control back. You're working on this, or you have this under wraps, but the passion, the focus, the motivation that you're lacking is because you're letting somebody else control your life. You have the Joker, the jester, spinning your wheel, and you need to knock that motherfucker out and take your wheel and spin it yourself. That will help you turn this to this. I feel like that is what's going on with your passion and your motivation, your drive. Your ambition is stalled because somebody else is trying to control it. And I think you are welcoming somebody, but it's, you're trying to get somebody else to come over here and knock the jester out. You're like, please come help me get this motherfucker out of my wheel. He's not supposed to be here. This one flipped around inside my deck, which has happened several times today. That's so weird. Like it flipped around and stuck itself back inside the deck, but it was the Six of Cauldrons. So what I see here is kind of like meh in the relationship. Like one person is in it, the other person's kind of like standoffish. And I feel like she's focused on the cups. She's focused on the emotions. She's holding the cup. He's holding her hand. He's looking at her. He's not looking at the cups. He's more interested in her in a physical way than the actual emotion that is attached. And she's focused more on the emotion and less on the physical. So I think that is part of what you should be looking at this month is what is distracting you from your emotions, what is distracting you from seeing what you're looking at. Like, you're looking at it but you can't see it because something's like, there's like a gnat and you're like, go away, you know, like you just want to focus, like, get out of here, I'm trying to look at this, you know, like, shh. So you've been turning to your guides, and I feel like maybe you're not getting it clear enough from them. So you don't have control of your finances, and that's making you feel like kind of depressed, you know, like you just want somebody to come help you knock this motherfucker out and get him off of your wheel. Is this the same person? Is this the same person that's trying to spin your wheel? Like, I feel like that's the case. And then we come back to the very first card that was the overall energy for this reading. And we have that male energy that's just kind of like looking on while, you know, the girls are sharing and giving and helping each other emotionally. And he's just kind of like there observing. And now he's trying to distract. So I don't like this this male energy. And then we had this too. You know, it's not feeling like a fun ride. And I think you're on this wheel of fortune that's being spun by somebody that you don't want anywhere near it. All right, we just got our last card. I was going to ask for some advice. What to do? What do we do? What does Taurus need to do? 9 of Pentacles. Taurus needs to be the 9 of Pentacles. We need to focus on feeling content with what we have. The 9 of Pentacles is we've got it all together. Like we've got what we need and we're grateful for it. So the advice here, the action is being grateful for all of the things that we have, our material possessions, our finances, our jobs, our support, our earthly support, you know, like do some grounding. That's the big message that just came to me is, you know, ground, get in touch with the earth, go out, put your feet in the grass, do something, go on a hike, get in nature, get some nature. That will help you take control of your emotions and your finances, and you will feel that contentment. But, you know, there's a lot of fake it till you make it. Like, you gotta feel it first. You know, like, everyone is like, well, when I have this, I'll feel this way. And when I achieve this, then I will feel better about myself. And in order to achieve it, you have to feel better first. It starts with feeling. Your thought leads to a feeling, and then it manifests. It doesn't work the other way around. And I think that this is, you know, getting to earth, getting to the core of the problem and finding the solution. And you're going to find the solution by being grateful for what you have and getting out in nature. Those are the 2 things I get from this card for you right now is earth. You're content with your earthly possessions, with your finances, with your job, to feel the contentment, to feel gratitude, to feel the gratitude, and to get out in nature. That is the advice I have. There's a weird energy that's kind of influencing, distracting, and kind of like putting this fire out. And I feel like you need to take control of the wheel to flip your strength card back upright. In order to do that, I feel like the best advice the cards are giving us today is to get grounded. Feel your roots go from your body into the earth and feel the dirt. Feel it with your hands. Plant some plants. Go on a hike. Get out in nature and feel the gratitude for all of that is around you. I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you in 2 weeks to discuss the end of the month. Thank you so much.